What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Touchdowns to Home Runs. My name is Bernie. Thank you for joining us today on the Touchdowns to Home Runs show. Hope that your day is going absolutely fantastic. Today, we're going to be continuing the series that we've been doing for the past couple of days. I've been calling it TD Shorts for the first 2 episodes, but I think we're actually going to change the name to TD's Answers the Internet. It just makes a little more sense for what I'm trying to do here. But basically, if you're new to the series, what I do is I find tweets, questions, comments from the internet, and then I give my opinions and answers to those questions as I sort of break it down in my videos. So today's question is courtesy of MLB Pipeline, and they said, Jack Leiter or Kumar Rocker? Straight up, that was the question. Now, I think this is really, really interesting. I've watched a lot of Vanderbilt baseball this year, pretty much more than any other team in college baseball, just because these two guys, on top of how good this Vanderbilt team already is, have a chance to set some history, which we'll get to in just a second. But this MLB draft, obviously not until July this year. The Pirates have the first overall pick, and that's one of the things that I really like about the MLB draft. It sort of gets integrated into sort of the college baseball and the actual MLB season, and it sort of just happens in the middle of the year where it's fresh on everybody's mind. But Vanderbilt has had a sensational year. They rank second right now in college baseball, record of 32-9. And if you don't know who these two guys are, they're basically the two aces that Vanderbilt has. Saying that one of these two guys isn't an ace would be just insane. But you got Kumar Rocker, Jack Leiter, who could set baseball history this year by being the first college teammates to ever go 1 and 2 in the same draft. It almost happened in 2011. UCLA had the number 1 pick in Jarrett Cole, and then Trevor Bauer got picked at 3, so not quite that 1-2 combo. And then a pair of ASU sluggers almost did it in 78. That was Horner and Brooks. But we'll get started with Kumar Rocker, who's in his 3rd season with Vanderbilt, posting a 10-1 record this season, 69 innings pitched with a 1.70 ERA. Kumar Rocker obviously came into the year and really has been the highest pitching prospect for the past couple of years now. His head coach, Tim Corbin, said this about Kumar Rocker, and it basically tells you everything you need to know about the kid. Very invested young man in himself and his teammates, shows up with the same disposition to improve every single day. He loves the competitive arena and thrives in it. His enjoyment for the collegiate environment and his ability to stay present in it has been very satisfying to be part of. He has taken full advantage of his situation here and embraced these moments of his life with great enthusiasm. I love what he is doing and who he is becoming. So again, as I was saying before, this is Kumar Rocker's 3rd season at Vanderbilt, but I mean, he's been a sensational player and prospect ever since his freshman year. Let me tell you some of the accolades from his freshman year. In 4 NCAA tournament starts, he had a 4-0 record with a .96 ERA against some of the top teams in the country. Struck out 19 batters and tossed Vanderbilt's first no-hitter since 1971. That was against Duke. He was the first pitcher to throw a no-hitter in super regional history and the 8th pitcher of all time to throw a no-hitter in the NCAA tournament. He went 2-0 with a 1.46 ERA in the College World Series. Set a Vanderbilt College World Series record with 11 strikeouts against Michigan, and went 10-1 over the course of the season with a 2.17 ERA in the last 11 starts, striking out 82 in 70 2/3 innings to end the year. Obviously, 2020 was canceled. We went over the stats in 2021, and we'll get into more of sort of the pitch type and all of that in just a second. But right now, let's take a look at Jack Leiter. And I know a lot of people are getting more and more excited about this kid who's got just phenomenal stuff. Stats-wise, not as good as Rocker this year, but still sensational. 7-2 record, 64 1/3 innings pitched, 2.10 ERA. Obviously, the son of Al Leiter, spent most of his career with the Mets, but was a very, very solid pitcher himself. He threw a no-hitter earlier this year against South Carolina in his first SEC start, and actually went something like 20-something innings, I think it was, without allowing a hit. This kid is sensational. When he's on, when he's consistent, he's got sensational stuff. We have a quote from the Vandy head coach as well on Jack Leiter, tells you sort of what you need to know about him as well. He said, Jack is mature, intentional, and predictable in his habits on and off the field. He gets it, extremely proficient in all student-athlete activities. Although just a second-year player, he operates like someone who has been in the program for 3 to 4 years, highly motivated and self-driven. He has a specific plan and executes it. He leaves nothing on the table, steady and consistent. There's a high care level for being good, and his habits reflect that. Now, obviously, the 2020 year was a really weird year. He's only in his second year now, but he's already shot up the rankings. Before the 2020 season, Baseball America had him ranked as the number 62 overall collegiate player in their top 150, but he's obviously shot well above that now as we're sort of nearing the end of the 2021 season. In 2020, only made 3 starts, had 4 total appearances, went 2-0, 22 strikeouts, held opponents to a .098 batting average. That just shows you how great this stuff is. But so who's better? I mean, that's the real question that we came here for. Early in April, a survey was done. They took some opinions from general managers, executive scouts, sort of all around the league, and it was actually a 25-3 favor in terms of Leiter, which is a bit surprising. But I have sort of arguments for both of these guys because I think it's a lot closer for that. So we're going to go through the arguments that Rocker could make to be the first overall pick, and then Leiter, and then I'll sort of give you my own opinion. Kumar Rocker is bigger and he's more physical. I mean, there's no way around that. He's 6'5", 245. He's a big-bodied guy. He's got 4 inches and about 40 pounds of weight on Leiter. He's got a better track record as well. Leiter's only really done it this year, a bit last year. We've seen Kumar Rocker do it for the majority of the past 3 years. Leiter really hasn't been sort of a starter with all of the innings the same way at the collegiate level as he has this year. In terms of the actual pitches, though, when you're looking at Kumar Rocker, you're getting a bigger fastball, which isn't surprising. He sits 93, 96, can touch all the way up to 99. He's got a slider in the mid-80s, which makes him having sort of the more overpowering breaking ball out of these two. In terms of Leiter, you're getting a higher ceiling in terms of his stuff. I'm not really sure about overall. It's the way that you look at it. Are you looking at consistency, or are you looking at sort of the raw pitches that Leiter has? But just overall, yeah, he's got a better feel for his pitches. He's got a deeper repertoire. Doesn't get the same velo, but still sits just below. He sits about 90 to 95 and can touch up to 96, 97. Got a really quality curveball, a fantastic slider. Mixes in that changeup a bit, so he gets more swing and miss stuff than Rocker does. He's also got a better delivery mechanically, and the actual fundamentals of his motion is better than Kumar Rocker. From everything that I've watched now, going back to the question, sort of my answer, I still think Kumar Rocker is probably the guy, and I know a lot of people will disagree with that. I don't know. I like the bigger frame on Rocker. I like the higher velo and just the more overpowering stuff. I mean, if you're putting Leiter ahead of Rocker just because of the feel of the pitches, I mean, that's something that's going to come the more and more that Rocker pitches. I mean, we've known about this kid for so long, but people forget that these guys are still just in college, and, you know, before they actually pitch in the majors, regardless if they go 1 or 2, you're spending a couple of years, especially as a pitcher in the minor leagues. So I think both of these guys will have the chance to develop. Kumar Rocker is sort of the guy that I would lean to, I think, right now, if I'm the Pirates. But anyways, guys, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Also, I want to hear your comments on who do you think between these two guys is the better option for the Pirates. Also, make sure to comment down below if you guys have any other ideas for this series, questions that you want me to answer in future videos. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. It'd be doing me a huge favor. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.